Very good morning to all. And today, after so long, I am uploading this video for students. So today we are studying about a topic that is sinus and fistula. Many people cannot differentiate between sinus, that is normal sinus that is present in our upper face, and this pathological sinuses. So there is a difference between both of these terms, although they are spelled and they are pronounced same, but they are a different entity. So talking about sinus and fistula, first of all, what is sinus? So sinus is nothing but a blind tract that is lined by granulation tissue, and on the other hand, fistula is like flute, we all know, that is open from both the ends, and it is an abnormal communication between the two visceras. So both of these terms are very far different from each other. Talking about their causes can be divided into two parts, that is the acquired causes and the congenital causes. So congenital causes, there is defect from birth, and at the time of development of organs or at the time of development of a certain system, there can be defects which will eventually lead to formation of sinus or fistula. Talking about the acquired causes, one of the major and the foremost important cause of development of sinus and fistula is presence of foreign body. A foreign body can be present inside the body at any place, and it will eventually develop into a sinus or fistula. Second most common cause of formation of sinus and fistula is any infection inside the body. Any type of infection which is present inside the body can eventually develop these diseases. Then malignancy is also one of the major region that is like the main cause of this pathological condition. And any kind of inflammatory diseases that is present in body can be also included in the causes of this disease. Now sinus and fistula, the clinical feature, as we all know, that it is an opening, so definitely there is some kind of discharge that is oozing out of that opening. So talking about the pathophysiology of the sinus and fistula, main and the target region are the neck and this natal cleft, and it can presence in a form of opening, and the discharge oozes continuously, it cannot stop. So this is the main indicating feature of sinus and fistula itself. Now first organ that is targeted is lymph nodes, and lymphadenitis is developed afterwards. Then that lymph nodes will be mated together, which will form eventually a cold abscess that will rupture, and we can see the sinus on the surface of the body. So this is all in all the pathophysiology of this condition. Now talking about the examination part, on inspection we can see the parotid gland, we can see the neck region, we can see the region on which the sinus and fistula is present, and we can judge that whether it is an abnormal communication between the two organs or it is an blind tract. Like we have seen that sinus is called a blind tract, that is having only one sided opening, and on the another hand fistula is having both sided opening, because it is a abnormal communication between the two organs. So both the sides are open in this case. So on inspection we can see the regions continuously, and to differentiate with that whether it is a sinus or a fistula. And definitely on palpation, the area which is affected will be tender, will be inflamed, having some increased temperature. Discharges are also, we can see the discharges in the inspection form also. So this is the major and the common thing that a sinus and a fistula is having. The definition, its causes, its clinical feature, and its examination part. This is a short topic which can be covered with all these subtopics. Thank you.